Yo, what's up everybody? My name is Adam and welcome back to the channel. Now this is the second video of Clash Royale that I have made, and it's been only a few days since I made the last video, so it's a little bit of an update. Not much has completely changed, but now I'm in Arena 8. I'm actually almost to Arena 9. Some matches are starting to get a little bit more difficult. I've lost a couple more matches, but as of right now, I've actually increased my win percentage. So as a little bit of an update, here's what we got. I have now played a total of 138 games. Of those 138 games, 106 of those were wins, making it an 81.358% win rate. And of those 106 wins, 98 of those are 3-crown wins. We've still been using the same deck. I think the deck is still working out really, really well. There are a couple of matches that I've lost. I've still only lost a total of 24 matches, which is really, honestly, it's not bad, honestly. And out of 106 of those wins, I've got 98 of those to be 3-crown. I mean, I'm not complaining right now. This deck is still working out really well for me. I'm not gonna change it just yet. And honestly, I will say I'm starting to look into other options just because I can start to feel that some of the matches are becoming a little bit more difficult. You know, some matches I've won with only getting 1 crown. Some matches I've lost completely and I got like demolished. But honestly, this deck is still really holding up, so I'm not going to change it just yet. But I am aware that I'm starting to climb higher to the point where I just don't think that this deck is going to work out for much longer. Maybe Arena 9, maybe Arena 10, depending on, you know, I don't know, like skill sets, all these other things, how, you know, the matchmaking, what I get matched with, I have no clue. But again, like I said, not changing it until it really doesn't work for me. And as of right now, it is still working for me. So we're gonna do the same thing that we did the last time. We're actually gonna go over some matches. We're gonna go over some Arena 7 and Arena 8 matches right now. And we're gonna go over what worked well, what didn't work well. And we're gonna talk it through, and again, same thing. And I think that this is seriously still making me perform a little bit better, but I still have a lot to learn. And honestly, it's only really been 2 weeks since I've played. Maybe, I think I'm inching on the 2-week mark, honestly. I still think it's been kind of like a week since I started. So yeah, let's just kind of get on into it, man. But before we get started, you know, if you enjoy these videos, let me know. Comment down below what you're at. Currently, I'm at 2,509 trophies. So again, like I said, I'm climbing, and I'm climbing as fast as as fast as I can, really. What's your deck? What's your favorite card? You know, tell me what works, what didn't work, and what you think of these videos, because I'm gonna make more, and I'm actually really enjoying kind of watching this and talking it through, no matter who is watching, because again, like I said, I really think that this benefits me as well. So, but yeah, go ahead and give this video a like if you'd like, and if you can, and if you'd like, subscribe for more videos, because we're gonna be posting more of this stuff anyways, and hopefully, like I said, we grow together. That's the plan, that's the goal, and I hope that you join me with these videos. So yeah, let's get right on into it. Okay, so the first one that I'm showcasing here is interesting. The reason why I'm showcasing it is because I wanted to show that this deck can actually do well against other decks that are over leveled, or at least higher level than you are. This person had much higher level cards than I did, and you know, you kind of play around with it, but as long as you have, and you can use the deck well to your advantage, you can still come out with the win. So this is actually what happened here. So let's get started. So basically, I see that my mini P.E.K.K.A. is on deck. They immediately dropped a whole bunch of stuff, and unfortunately, I misplaced my cannon. So I think it happened so fast that I just wasn't expecting it, and I just quickly dropped my cannon down. I didn't really have a lot of time to react. So unfortunately, like because of that, they actually took a tower, which sucked. But you can see here their knight is level 12, their musketeer's level 8, which is probably like their least leveled thing. But either way, I was like, you know what? My king tower can take care of the musketeer, so let's drop the giant. And of course, go for the mini P.E.K.K.A. and wizard combination. They have a mini P.E.K.K.A. too, which is level 10. So, you know, again, really high powered thing. They dropped their graveyard, a little bit of skeletons that kind of, you know, I don't know, postponed our thing. Our knight came out. So here we take their tower too. So we traded towers, but again, their knight is level 12. I dropped my minions, don't know why. Really didn't need to, but I did. And we lock on, we do a little bit of damage to their king tower. They drop a Valkyrie, which is level 8. So we traded towers, and right now I have done more damage to their king tower than they've done to mine. This time I correctly placed the cannon, and I put it in this spot because, you know, now I only have to protect 2 towers, drop my fireball, get rid of their barbarian, and they put this in an interesting spot. So they put it a little too far to the side, and I noticed this, so I decided to put my giant to the far right because I knew that the giant wasn't going to actually go after that and it could just go straight to the tower. And I dropped my evolved wizard, which basically blew up everything, but not before it, you know, my giant died. So again, they placed a knight, which kind of sucks. And now we're with a minute left, so I have double elixir. So I had to put down my thing so that I can get a fireball off to these guys. He's dumping things now at this point, trying to get my king's tower. So he dropped his musketeer. I actually did a good amount of damage to the musketeer. I thought I was going to kill it, which is why I dropped my thing down, but then he brought his mini P.E.K.K.A. Didn't have to deal with that because my cannon and the other 2 towers did, so I dropped my mini P.E.K.K.A. and my wizard, which the wizard really took care of all the splash damage. My giant was able to get a lot of damage, and so was my wizard, basically being able to do about 400 damage, or bring it down to 400. Musketeer was in it. I dropped my minions, I believe, to the musketeer, yep. And got rid of the musketeer because I was like, you know what, if I'm going to drop places, I don't want anything doing any damage to it. Shockingly, a minion survived and actually ended up helping take out all this stuff. So I dropped mini P.E.K.K.A. and archers too with my minions. The damage is already done. So at this point, my giant was able to bring the king tower to a low enough level where I can drop my fireball, and there you go. So all this happened because, you know, I kept on putting pressure into the tower. I was able to take 1 tower, but they did have much higher level cards than I did, and it still works out. This deck still really does really well. So it just goes to show that if you can play your deck correctly, you're good to go. So this next match is another Arena 7 match, and yeah, I mean, I think I did really well on this one. We won 3-1, and let's just go ahead and review it. Unfortunately, our hands were dealt really poorly. So I only had the giant, I didn't have my wizard or mini P.E.K.K.A. So I had to start wasting elixir so that I can get the cards through and get those 3 combos. So I dropped my archers on the left just to get rid of them. And they drop a baby dragon level 7. And I'm actually glad I dropped my archers because actually here, this shows me that my level 8 archers can actually take out a level 7 dragon. So I remembered that for the rest of the game. I dropped my giant, brought out the mini P.E.K.K.A. and wizard combination. Unfortunately, I was a little upset because my level 8 wizard was too close to my giant, so the wizard was doing a lot of splash damage with that. They actually dropped goblin barrels and then had some skeletons and the mini P.E.K.K.A. left over, and I dropped my minions a little too late, but I didn't have any mana, and unfortunately it did do a lot of damage to my tower. So at this point this kind of sucks because then they bring out the baby dragon again. I bring out my archers because I know that my level 8 archers can actually deal and completely take out the dragon, but instead this time they arrowed my archers, which sucked because then the baby dragon stayed alive and was able to do this much damage. So at this point I have my evolved wizard out, which is good, and I have my mini P.E.K.K.A. on standby too. So I'm waiting to just bring up the elixir, do the same thing that I always do, is bring that giant up, get enough elixir, and drop both of these things down right on time. So now my evolved wizard has a shield. So this time, this wizard can't really completely take it down, but they did drop a mini P.E.K.K.A. and I dropped a knight. My wizard's doing a lot of damage. It locks onto the dragon. I think it throws, yeah, we were able to get everything out, but he does throw his arrows down, but it doesn't take out my wizard, and I brought the tower down to 5 health. Dropped some minions so that it didn't take my tower away, and then I dropped my wizard with the minions too, just to get rid of the skeletons. This dragon is going to kill all, well actually it locked onto the mini P.E.K.K.A., which was great because then my minion was able to kind of do at least half damage. They took my tower, so we traded towers, and there was really, honestly, at this point, nothing that I can do about it. Yeah, so we left the baby dragon to go out, and now we're going into overtime, but we have double elixir, so I dropped my giant here, and then I dropped my wizard just to get rid of all these things. My mini P.E.K.K.A comes out, and I think they invested too much elixir on their wizard because they wanted to try and take out my second tower. So that allowed me to actually take care of basically everything that they wanted to use for defense and then take out their tower, which was really good. So that happened, and I thought that I just played this really well, to be honest with you. I mean, I thought I did. So this is Arena 8. We're getting into Arena 8 now. This is where I start to kind of think like, man, these matches are getting a little bit more difficult, and I'm kind of starting to wonder, like, can I still play this deck accurately and well in Arena 8, or am I going to have to start looking into other decks? I did win 1-0 on this one, and there's another match that I won 1-0 too, and it was just, this was a little bit more of a difficult match. This one started off kind of nice. I mean, we both wished each other good luck. That was nice, you know? But again, like I said, hand dealt was really bad. I don't even have a giant in here, so I brought my minions out just so that I can kind of waste some elixir, put my cannon in so that, again, I can waste some elixir. And unfortunately, I see that my giant is next, so I still have to waste a card. I decided to drop my knight so that I can get my giant. And originally, I don't really like playing knight with wizard and P.E.K.K.A because the knight gets distracted while the giant just immediately goes to the thing. I didn't expect myself to do this, but I dropped my giant in front of my knight. I don't know why, I just did. My knight is super tanky, so it was able to get to the tower and do a little bit of damage while my wizard got rid of the bait here, and then my tower was able to get rid of this goblin. So we got a little bit of chip stun. They dropped this guy, which this is where a mistake happened. So actually, I, up until this point, for whatever reason, thought that by putting in a minion in front of the barrage there, I thought that it would stop. I didn't know it goes straight for a tower or for a building. So I dropped my archers thinking that it would stop them from hitting the tower, and it didn't. And it ended up doing more than half of the damage to the tower. So I have my knight again, I have my giant, and I brought my evolved wizard out. They did a fireball, but it only broke my wizard's shield, so I was actually kind of fine. And we were again able to do a little bit more damage with my mini P.E.K.K.A. He brought bats out, but I was able to get a good amount of clean hits in, bringing it to almost done. I didn't do anything with the bats because I could take them out in one shot, and I put the cannon down so that I can distract these barbarians. And this time I put the minions out because the minions were actually able to take these guys out before it hit the cannon, and it actually allowed my cannon to have a little bit more health left and last a little bit longer, which was really, really good. So then now it's almost 30 seconds left. I put out the big three, which is the mini P.E.K.K.A wizard and giant. We were able to get rid of all that. But I think this kind of sucked because they were able to completely take out pretty much everything. Drop the cannon again as a distraction for the barbarians, so I'm not really worried about that. Drop my archers too to take care of them. And now I have, boom, I had one minion left that was able to take out that tower. And even if it didn't take out the tower, I would have fireballed it. And at this point, I'm just dropping people to play defense. So I won. It was difficult, like I said. It was really kind of a back and forth of just like defending and offense. And thankfully I won. I was able to kind of chip down that tower a little bit more and get the W there. This next one is also a 1-0. Again, this was just a difficult battle, but thankfully I was able to get on top. Like I said, I'm happy, obviously, with a 3-crown win, but a 1-crown win is still a win. Starting off the match, I threw my minions down again. This is the unfortunate part. I kept on getting dealt with really bad hands. I don't even have my giant. I threw in my minions. The giant isn't even on the next card, so I threw my knight down, and I still don't see my giant. So this sucks because like there's really nothing that I can do. So I decided, you know what, why not just throw in my wizard or mini P.E.K.K.A. with the knight. The knight will still be able to tank a lot of hits and still hopefully help out with the mini P.E.K.K.A. and the wizard. They had the Valkyrie, and that Valkyrie really did work, honestly. Took out my mini P.E.K.K.A. and my wizard. They threw down the goblins. I can ignore that, honestly. For the most part, I ignore the mini goblins. It does a good amount of damage, but I don't know. I feel like you have to really chip a lot. Like, as long as I play good defense, they'd have to do that a lot, and I could always throw, you know, my archers down or my minions down just to kind of do some, like, double protection. But at this point, I'm really going for the giant mini P.E.K.K.A. wizard combo. So I drop my knight with my archers on one side just to waste some mana and also get rid of these things, because now they're investing a lot of mana into defending that, while now I can have my giant on the right side and they have the musketeer on the left. I figured my tower can take over, you know, handle the musketeer, which it did. Brought it down to 792 health. Now I have an evolved wizard and a mini P.E.K.K.A. where they have their regular wizard. I was able to get rid of their little horde thing. I dropped my minions to do some extra damage with the thing, and then my wizard was able to take out the their wizard and the group of things. I kind of did a little bit of damage on their tower, but really not too much. This time I decided to drop my archers. Or no, I didn't actually. I'm sorry. We still did damage, brought it down to 400. I'm going to do the combo again. I'm going to bring out the mini P.E.K.K.A. with the wizard. And because we're getting double elixir, I threw down my knight as well and my archers, because we just have way too much elixir at this point, and I didn't want to waste any. I'm going full sending right now. I'm investing in everything right now just to like do as much as I can. So we brought even the minions out just to do the damage. They're doing the same thing. At this point, I'm growing desperate. I threw a fireball because I figured that they were going to spawn some more cards there. So my wizard was able to get a little bit of chips, but again, really no luck. I put my archers down this time because I knew that if I didn't, they would have taken the tower. And because I had the shield on my wizard, I was able to get rid of that horde and do damage to the tower and still win. So again, this was a situation where it was very overwhelming, and both of us were really just kind of doing small chips to each other's tower. And at the end, I was thankfully able to take over with the evolved wizard. So just when I kind of thought that things weren't going to go as planned, or I started thinking that the deck really wasn't going to work, and I was thinking of, you know, different alternatives to this deck, I actually started getting more matches, and I did multiple 3 stars. I had a lot of 3 crown wins, and this was one of them that I played really, really well. It was a 3-0, and I just kind of really like to showcase it. Again, really dealing with bad hands. No giant, no mini P.E.K.K.A. It's not even on the next, like that was my knight. So they dropped down their witch and their wizard, and I figured, you know what, they don't have any mana left, but I'm gonna basically take these all with an archer. They brought their hog rider, but I got rid of their witch, threw down my knight so that I can kill their wizard, and I figured that it's whatever. At that point, my knight is distracting some. This is where I was a little surprised that the skeletons did this much damage to my tower. I let them go because I figured, oh, we'll get rid of them pretty easily. It did pretty much half the damage, and I didn't realize it was going to do so much. So that really threw me off. But I threw my wizard and mini P.E.K.K.A. down anyway. We were able to get rid of the mini P.E.K.K.A. pretty quickly. And then we just had to really deal with the witch. So I threw my archers down too to help get rid of the skeletons so that the wizard could lock onto the witch, which it did. And then it was able to take down the tower, thankfully, because it didn't lock onto the Valkyrie there. So I threw my cannon down to also distract their hog rider, and then I used my minions. I don't know why I put my minions there. I don't know why I used my minions. I didn't have to. I could have just let the hog rider, you know, the cannons and the 2 towers take care of the hog rider, but instead I threw minions down. Don't know why, but I did. Maybe to get rid of it. So I dropped the wizard to take care of the dragon. and then I dropped my giant to take care of the knight, because otherwise it would have hit my tower. I just let the giant tank the hits here. Still have a full health shield on my wizard, so I get rid of their wizard. The thing about this is I thought my shield was going to pop, but I dropped my knight, and I guess we were able to get rid of all of the... I guess we were just able to get rid of everything. So at this point, we have less than a minute left. We're getting double the elixir, and we have way too many minions. They're not able to gain elixir fast enough. I drop another wizard, was able to get rid of the witch, and was able to get the 3-star. So I handled it pretty well, and it actually boosted my confidence back up to know that I could still get 3 crowns in Arena 8, and then it just kind of helped. In Arena 8 so far, I think I've dealt with 2 losses. This is going to be one of them. This one, I just got demolished. And of course, like, I think we can learn again from our losses. So what happened here was I was not expecting this, but they dropped their knight and the barrels at the same time just immediately. And the thing is, they have a level 10 knight. I was not expecting this. So he already did mad damage to my tower. They have level 10 archers. They have a level 10 baby dragon. Like, at this point, this guy's deck is super over leveled to the point where I can't handle this. I underestimated the strength of their team, and I decided to go offense, and I didn't realize they were going to take my tower down, so I still went with the mini P.E.K.K.A. wizard thing. They have a level 10 mini P.E.K.K.A. They have level 10, like, you know, skeleton army, and because the army was distracting my mini P.E.K.K.A., their mini P.E.K.K.A. was able to do a lot of damage to my knight, or my giant, I'm sorry. My wizard was able to bring it down a lot, but it wasn't really able to get it down, and by then they already took half of my king's tower down, which I really wasn't paying attention to. I put a cannon there to place some defenses, but I got greedy, and I was like, you know what? Their tower only has 322 health left. This is where it screwed me up. They placed their knight in the back so that they can also grow all this stuff, and then they place their baby dragon. So now I have 2 like level 10 places. They're super strong. There's nothing I can do about this. And they're level 10 mini P.E.K.K.A. Like, I had a level 8 mini P.E.K.K.A., but at this point they were doing so much damage that my elixir couldn't keep up. Then they dropped their goblin barrel, and I just get destroyed. So at that point, honestly, a few things that I could have done differently. I feel like I should have paid more attention to defense, rather than them letting them take that tower out. Their cards were just so overpowered and over leveled compared to mine that my cards just couldn't keep up. And I know in the previous game I said that whether, you know, even though my deck is under leveled than this deck, and, you know, I can play it right, but at some point, like, you just get outmatched, you know, like, this was just a really bad matchup for my deck, and the order of the cards also wasn't great. But I could have definitely paid more attention to defense, and maybe I could have had a shot, but I'm not entirely sure. But yeah, that's it. You know, these are all of my things, and I'm still climbing. I'm hoping that I can reach, you know, Arena 9, maybe even Arena 10 with this deck. Keep it going. I'm still going to invest in this deck until I can't anymore. So I'm still really having a fun time. I'm still finding it very challenging now in Arena 8, which is great. So we're starting to get pretty crazy. But like I said, a win is a win. Keep it going, and you can learn from your mistakes. So hopefully this helps me grow. Hopefully this helps you grow. Let me know what you thought of this video. Comment down below what your favorite deck is, or what you're using as your deck right now. And yeah, if you liked the video, please give it a thumbs up, and feel free to subscribe, because I will be posting more often. And like I said earlier, the goal is to grow the both of us together. So hopefully we can grow together, and hopefully you enjoy these videos. And I will see you all in the next one. Take care, everybody.